So that's the last of the terrorist airships accounted for, then?
All that we know of, at any rate. We'll need a more detailed examination of the wreckage to say for sure.
It's truly an honor to receive a visit from you, Your Highness.
That's enough out of you. We have more important matters to attend to right now. First, I feel it necessary to emphasize that I personally stand behind these students' course of action. I trust you have no objections?
None at all, Your Highness.
Oh, Your Highness.
We're saved.
Secondly, I'll be assuming command here as a representative of the Arner family, owners of this mine. And as my first directive, I demand that the provincial army depart at once. The railway military police will remain on the scene under my command to assist with my investigation.
Yes, Your Highness.
Yes, Your Highness. You heard the prince. We're moving out.
After all the peril, the situation was resolved with surprising speed. The railway military police fulfilled their duties under the command of Prince Olivert. The remaining archaisms were disposed of, and the miners were rescued without significant injury. But the implications of what had just happened were profound, and the news was likely already beginning to spread. It was obvious that the provincial army had given their tacit approval to the terrorists' actions, and the terrorists had destroyed all evidence that the noble faction had been dumping iron onto the black market. But even lacking concrete evidence, their guilt seemed clear. And Prince Olivert declared he'd be conducting a thorough investigation with the full support of Chairman Irina.
This must be it. No maker's trademark. No proprietary parts I could use to identify it. Not that I expected to find any. From all appearances, it seems to be a long-range anti-material sniper rifle.
I see. At least it wasn't a Reinford model.
That's correct. I suspect this is yet another of that workshop's products. Their handicrafts do seem to be in vogue these days, especially with the Red Constellation.
Indeed, but this is no laughing matter. And while I have you here, Miss Kruger, I've been hoping for the opportunity to have a little chat with you for quite some time now. Exactly how much involvement does your employer have in all of this?
Might I ask to which of them you're referring?
Let's go with both of them. My apologies. It seems we didn't clear this area as thoroughly as I thought.
You have such splendid form, Lady Claire. It's an honor to see the famous Icy Maiden in action.
You're quite the sight yourself. I see now why they call you the Severing Chains.
It was nothing. But to answer your earlier question, Chairman Irina has no involvement whatsoever. That said, I'm certain she'll leverage the current goings-on to her advantage as much as she's able.
I'd expect no less.
As As for the other, I expect they're simply playing around. At least for now.
In the following weeks, it was hard to tell how much the Empire's situation was shifting, but one thing was certain. Changes were happening. With the death of their ringleaders, the Imperial Liberation Front's campaign of terror was finally over. And in recognition of our actions in Ruhr and at Corellia Fortress, all of us in Class 7 were invited to Valflame Palace. There, we were granted the honor of an audience with His Majesty the Emperor, Eugene III, along with Empress Priscilla, the mother of Princess Alphen and Crown Prince Cedric. But no sooner had we been thanked than we came face to face with the leaders of the factions that divided the nation. The heads of the 4 great houses who rule their vast provinces with absolute authority, and the Chancellor and his close ally Governor Regnitz, who brought reforms to Heimdall and expanded the railways. Both sides were quick to offer us words of praise, but just as quickly turned to criticize each other's role in the crisis. Eventually, His Majesty was forced to step in and rebuke both sides, clearly disgusted by their behavior. As it stood, the terrorists' defeat made it difficult for their supposed supporters in the noble faction to act openly, while Crossbell's push for independence was causing enough of a stir over there to keep the reformists busy. With both sides tied up, it looked like the Empire was in for a long overdue respite from its perpetual conflict. We'd finally gotten all the details for our concert performance worked out, and Elliot announced that we'd be doing 2 songs, a duet between Machias and Eustace, and a solo by Emma. To no one's surprise, all 3 of them were quick to raise objections. But after Crow and Elliot explained their choices and how their master plan would win over the audience, the rest of the class was totally on board, leaving our new vocalists to resign themselves to the inevitable. Unfortunately, with the good times came some sad news as well. It turned out that Marquis Ragnar was furious at Angelica for her part in what we did at the mine, and as a result, she was forced to leave the academy. Contrary to the official statement, her withdrawal was to be permanent. Before she left, she asked me if I'd look after the orbital bike for her. At first, I didn't want to. It felt like I'd be accepting that she'd be gone. But after thinking it over, I finally agreed. With so much going on, we decided to take Prince Olivert up on his proposal of a brief vacation north in Ymir. It proved to be quite an eventful trip, and it really drove home just how much we'd come to mean to each other. I'd tell you all about it, but we'd be here for hours. Maybe another time.
I believe, I'm not entirely sure, but I believe that in Japan, if you pre-ordered or got a deluxe edition or something, there's like an audio drama CD, which is like a big thing over there, and where the voice actors like act out a 2-hour, 3-hour drama thing, like a little skit, and this is what that audio drama is about. So but I don't know if it was for the original version or the remake or what, but I'm pretty sure that trip to Ymir is in that audio drama, which I don't have. Sorry.
Anyway.
Could I have your attention, please? It's another great day. Perfect weather to start bringing all your great festival ideas to life. Some of you have been preparing since last month, and some even longer. I know you're all itching to get started. So without further ado, I hereby declare the first day of festival preparation begun. Time to start setting up? We have today and tomorrow. but try not to leave any work until tomorrow night unless you really have to. All right, everyone, let's do this, and stay safe out there.
I want to thank you for all the effort you put in over these past 2 weeks, everyone. Well, at least things are really coming together now. It's been an exhausting 2 weeks, though. You said it. I don't think I realized how much work this would involve. Elliot's a merciless taskmaster when it comes to music. Haha, it's like he unleashes the beast within. Sorry, I just really want this performance to be the best it can be. Don't worry about it. Given the short time we've had to prepare, I shudder to think what our band would sound like without your guidance. Yeah, I'm sure it'll sound great. Well, the songs are coming together quite nicely, I admit. We aren't seriously going to do that, are we? Come on, give it up already. Emma's song is really sounding great. Agreed. I'm sure you'll be quite the sight on stage once you're in your outfit. The boys will be all under your spell. You guys, that's not the kind of pressure I need right now. I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised at Machias and Eustace. Who knew they'd work so perfectly together? And to think, at the outset, I doubted they had it in them to actually cooperate. Yep. And now look at them, crooning together in perfect harmony. But that's the worst part. Speak for yourself. I've never felt so humiliated in my life. Sounds like you're all having such a gosh darn good time, I almost hate to interrupt. Just wanted to let you know that the principal has given you permission to use the old schoolhouse. You're all free to use it for rehearsal or whatever you need all the way through the end of tomorrow. Really? Oh, that's a weight off our shoulders. There's only so much of our performance we can practice in the music room's limited space. Yeah, and Class 1's been hogging the auditorium all to themselves. Well, considering they're performing an operetta, I'm not sure where else they could practice. The first floor of the old schoolhouse should be a fine makeshift auditorium as far as our practice needs go. It's even got that stage area. What more could we ask for? Sounds like a great solution to me. Though every time I step through those doors, I'm always reminded of our first day of school. The first of many deceptions by a certain instructor. I'm afraid the statute of limitations has expired on that one. You know, a little bird told me 2 people who might be in this room right now had a rather intimate experience that day. Oh, tell me. Well, it's nothing worth mentioning. How did he find out about that anyway? Well, shall we go our separate ways for today then? Yeah, our costumes should be coming in this evening. So I think we're fine spending today helping with the setup and decorations. Might as well pitch in while we can. I'm guessing tomorrow's schedule just has rehearsal written in every blank. True, it only seems right to spend today helping out our club members. Yes, we oughta. Were you planning on helping Toa with any last-minute student council stuff, Reen? Yeah, the student council has been totally swamped these past few days, so I figured I'd lend them a hand. I was thinking of looking in on the old schoolhouse while I was out making the rounds, too. That'd be helpful, even though we'll just be using the first floor. We should make sure nothing is shifted around in there. If you're gonna make a sweep of the place, just ring me on my Arcus. I'd be happy to tag along. Okay, thanks. Sounds like you've got all your luck, or all you... Sounds like you've got a lot on your plates. All I can say is good luck. I'll probably be patrolling the campus, so let me know if anything happens. I'll give you guys a call when the costumes come in. I really want us to at least try those on today, just to make sure they all fit. Yeah, we should have probably gotten costumes earlier than today. Just for that reason. If you wouldn't mind taking care of this stuff for me, I'd really appreciate it. No problem, glad to help out. A number of students have yet to collect their permission slips to serve food and drinks at the festival. Given that it's imperative that everyone doing so has a slip, I need them delivered today. For more details, speak to me in the infirmary. We're doing a special feature here at Radio Trista on the Academy Festival, but we're running a little short on comments. Anyone want to collect the ones we need for me? For more specifics, come see me in Radio Trista building. Our class received a package that clearly wasn't meant for us. We want to get it to whichever class ordered it, but we're too swamped with our preparations to ask around. Could someone please deliver this for us? We'll be outside Class 2's second year classroom preparing for the festival. Please come see us if you can help. I figured they'd probably all be related to the festival in some way. The shops in Trista do seem pretty keen on helping out though. That's nice of them. Yeah, they do every year. The radio station is even doing a little something for us too. Alright, I'll see what I can do to keep the ball rolling in town then. Great, that'd be a big help. Oh, but remember not to neglect your concert practice, okay? Crow's been telling me about it. It sounds like you guys are really pulling out all the stops. That's the idea, yeah, but we haven't started group rehearsals yet. Most of us have family coming in to watch though, so for better or worse, we're going to give it all we've got. By the way, do you think Angelica will be able to make it? Well... sorry, I guess it's not looking too hopeful, huh? I just don't know. I've tried calling the Marquis household, but they won't even let me talk to her. But still, this is Angie. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. Don't worry, Angie would never break a promise. Besides, you guys are all here, Crow's here, George is here. I'm sure she'll be here too. That's why we need to make this festival a big success. I want Angie to forget the bad times for a little while and have fun. And I know your concert will be a part of that too. When you put it like that, I want to do whatever I can to make it a good time for her. Besides, as your follow-up act, we'd look bad if they weren't cheering just as loud for us. Can't wait to see what you guys have in store. Toa. Sorry to butt in, but it looks like some of the materials we ordered are going to get here late. If we don't do something, it's going to throw a hitch in our preparations. Okay, I'll take another look at the schedule and see if I can rearrange things a bit. Sorry, Reen, but it looks like duty calls. Good luck preparing for our concert. Thanks. Well, no sense just standing around here. We've got a lot to do and less time than I'd like to do it. Our outfits are going to show up this evening too. I'll have to try and get as much as I can finished up before then. Okay, let's get going. Hello, Schwarzer. You wouldn't happen to be here in response to my request, would you? That's right, today I'm here on behalf of the Student Council. The request said you needed someone to give students permission slips, correct? Yes, these slips prove that a student is upholding the necessary health and hygiene standards to sell food on campus. Any and all students planning to sell food, whether at a stall or at an attraction, must have one to do so. To some gourmands, these slips are the most important part of the festival. And yet a few of our students still haven't collected theirs. I'm starting to get a little worried. So that's why you need someone to deliver them. You hit the nail on the head. I'd do it myself, but people tend to be accident prone this time of year, so I need to be here in the infirmary. Sorry to push this on you when I'm sure you're already swamped, but such are the dangers of helping the student council. That's perfectly fine by me. I'm happy to help. What a guy. In that case, let me tell you where to deliver everything. First on the list is Nicholas from the cooking club. They'll be holding cooking classes during the festival. I assume he's so focused on all the preparation that he's forgotten to come get the one thing that will let him cook. Probably a good guess. Next up, we have Class 4's Eastern Tea House. As the name implies, they will be dealing in tea, sweets, and relaxation. I do believe it was Colette's job to pick up their slip. Now it's yours to get it to her. She's a sweet girl, if a bit on the clumsy side. It probably just slipped her mind. That sounds like something she'd do. At least she probably won't lose it if we bring it straight to her. Lastly, we have the 2 food stalls belonging to Becky and Hugo. You'd think they'd be the first to get their slips. I've heard the 2 are trying to outsell one another. If they don't have their slips, they'll tie at 0 units each. They're probably too busy arguing to even think about stopping by. Maybe getting their slips will calm them down. So to recap, Nicholas from the cooking club, Colette from Class 4, and then Becky and Hugo, correct? You've got it. Here are the permission slips. Remember, the fate of the festival's food is riding on these. They're very important. Be sure to handle them as such. On top of that, each slip has the name of the person you need to deliver it to written on it. Don't get them mixed up. Understood? I'll be extremely careful. I never expected so much would be riding on this job. I need to make sure everything is perfect. Oh, calm down. It's a simple request, even if it is important. Let me know how it went when you're done. Will do. Here you go. This is my spot, so bolt. Terribly sorry, Becky, but it's my spot now. I applied for it first. And, by extension, that means I get priority. Aye, but I bought all the stuff here first. The application papers were vague as to what they meant by in front of the main building. But this is the exact spot I had in mind when I applied. I'm terribly sorry, Becky, but you'll have to concede. No chance, mate. I had my eyes on this spot way before you. The permission slips really are the last thing on either of their minds. Sorry to interrupt, but I have something for each of you. Here, mate, we're a wee bit busy here. The future of our sales ride on who gets the stall right here, so would you mind making this quick? Don't worry, I will. I completely forgot about that. You and me both. Perhaps we let our kerfuffle carry us away. Say, Becky, I have an idea. There's little point to a competition that's won based on stall position alone. What do you say neither of us take this spot and we set up our stalls on either side of the front gate? So we'll be right across from each other? Aye, that sounds good. Let's go weigh that then. What? Sorry to say though, wee man, but I'll be winning this one either way. Oh, Becky, the fact that you're naive enough to think that's possible is one of the reasons you're so charming. Aye, we'll believe it. You'll have a brass neck too when I show you it's true. Should probably get out of here before the eat gets started. And what does a brass neck mean? Hey, Colette, have you got a minute? I've got something for you. Oh, I've always got time for a gift. Here we are. Huh? Oh yeah, I completely forgot. That was a close one. Can't exactly have a tea house without tea. Ha 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 ha, whoops. Sorry you had to come all the way over here to deliver it, Reen. Hey, no worries. But do me a favor, try not to get me tasked with any last second deliveries on the day of. We'll see about that. Thanks a lot. I don't see Nicholas anywhere. Hey, Milliam, quick question. Do you know where Nicholas is? Nicholas? He said he was heading out to get some ingredients and stuff, so I guess he's probably at the general store in town. Right, thanks. I'll probably regret this, but what are you making? My own super special cookies. Nicholas asked me to make a whole bunch of different types. These ones got hot chili peppers in them. Want to try one? No thanks, I couldn't deny someone else the privilege. For what it's worth, it seems like she fits right in with the cooking club. Now to head into town and find Nicholas. Excuse me, Nicholas. I'm here to deliver your permission slip for the Academy Festival. Oh, sorry to make you come all this way just for that. Certain issues with the people I ordered the ingredients from have been keeping me busy. I've been trying to get in contact with other sellers and plan out menu changes all at once. It's been messy. I was dead set on picking up the permission slip today, though. Instructor Beatrix was thinking just that. Anyway, here you go. Thanks a lot. I'm surprised you realized how busy I'd be, though. It's kind of nice to have such an attentive instructor. I suppose she picked up that situational awareness from her time in the military, though. Oh, I wasn't aware of this. Yep, she used to be a medical officer. Apparently, she was even famous enough to get some widely recognized nickname. Huh, now I'm curious to hear more. That's all I know, really. Thanks for delivering the permission slip, though. I'll head back to the club and stick it somewhere where it'll stand out. Please do. That was the last slip. I better go tell Instructor Beatrix and maybe see if I can learn more about this history of hers. I've delivered all the permission slips. Good work. How was everyone? Pretty much exactly the way you described. That made things go a lot smoother, actually. I'm glad to see that there's still some use for this old woman's wisdom. Now that you're here, why not have some tea? Have a seat. I'll prepare something special to thank you for your help. Well, it'd probably be rude to turn her down now. I'd love some, thanks. This is delicious. It's my special blend. Takes the fatigue right out of you. You've actually learned a lot of the herbs in there in my class. Is that so? This tea and Sharon's are so different that I can't even compare the two. I almost forgot how fun it is to have tea with someone so young. So, tell me, how are things going in Class 7? You're all so busy these days. That we are, but our concert is really coming together now. We're doing the final fittings for our costumes today, and tomorrow will be a full day of rehearsal. We're definitely cutting it close, but we're all feeling motivated. There's no way this won't be a success. Oh my, such confidence. Just make sure you don't work so hard you end up having to pay me a visit. We'll try not to. She really does care about all the students on campus. She even knew a lot about the ones who forgot their slips. Class 7 has accomplished a great deal over the past half year. It's always a pleasure to learn what you're up to. That said, it seems like you also have a knack for getting yourselves into trouble. I'm certainly not opposed to Instructor Sarah's methods, but she could stand to be a bit more proactive. Protective. You might be onto something, but that attitude has helped us out before. Which reminds me, you've known her for a while now, haven't you? I've heard that you used to be a medical officer in the Army. Is that when your paths crossed? Something like that, yes. Well, I suppose you're all at that age where it's expected you come across trouble every now and then. But keep in mind that pushing yourselves beyond your breaking point to accomplish something you can't will only end badly. Just like it did for her all those years ago. Understood. Gracious me, I didn't mean to lecture you like this. Teacher's habit, I guess. And it appears our tea has gotten cold. Perhaps that's a sign that we have to bring this lovely conversation to an end. I suppose so. But it was nice to hear what you had to say, and I'll take it to heart. Glad to hear it. This is your first Academy Festival, so I hope you'll enjoy the whole thing, preparation included. I will, thank you again. But we didn't get her nickname.